Yield 5 minutes to the gentleman from Maryland, Dr. Bartlett, a member of the Armed Services Committee.
The gentleman from Maryland is recognized for 5 minutes. Without objection.
Mr. Speaker, when the original resolution that brought our military to intervention in Iraq came to the Congress, I interpreted it as asking the Congress to turn over to the President our military to use any time he wished, anywhere he wished, against any country he wished, now and forevermore. Feeling that this was patently unconstitutional, I was very pleased when the International Relations Committee, chaired at that time by Henry Hyde, revised the resolution and narrowly focused it on Iraq. And that resolution had strong encouragement for the President to obtain a UN resolution so that when we went into Iraq, it would be as a part of a UN coalition. The UN would own that war, we wouldn't own it. When the President did not get the UN resolution so strongly encouraged by that original resolution that we voted on, I then voted for the Spratt substitute because I felt that if we were going to send our young men and women into war, that it needed to be with the full support of the American people through their elected officials, and we needed to have that additional debate. That didn't happen. I felt that we went in with unrealistic expectations. There is no country around Iraq that has anything like the government that we would like for them to have. Several of the countries have dictatorships. We call them royal families. Saudi Arabia, the Arab Emirates, Kuwait, but they are dictatorships. Several countries, Jordan and Syria, have kings. Iran is essentially a theocracy ruled by the mullahs. The only country that comes even close is the vestiges of the Ottoman Empire, Turkey, where they have a sort of democracy, but several times in the last few years the military has thrown out the civilian government, telling them they need to start over. Hardly the kind of government that we have in this country that we envisioned for Iraq. So I thought that there were very unrealistic expectations. That was a very steep hill to climb. The success was unlikely, and therefore I wanted to go in under a UN resolution. What now? I hope I'm wrong, but I believe that there will be one of two likely outcomes. Either another strong man, hopefully more benevolent than Saddam Hussein, or three loosely federated states with an overarching entity that pumps the oil and distributes the revenues on a per capita basis. Now we have a resolution before us, and how should one vote? If you believe that the President is the commander-in-chief and has a right to pursue the wars the way he chooses, then you would vote no on this resolution. If you believe that this resolution sends the wrong message to the enemy, that we are losing our resolution, our resolve, then you would vote no. If you believe this sends the wrong message to the troops, I know the first clause says we support our troops, but then one might argue that the right hand has taken away what the left hand gave, because in the second clause we say that we do not support the surge, which some may interpret as not supporting our troops. Then you would vote no. But if you believe that the Iraqis need to stand up so that we can stand down, then you would vote yes. If you believe that the surge will not help, which is very likely, then I think you need to vote yes. If you believe the surge might actually hurt by placing more of our brave young men and women in harm's way, I understand that a fair percentage of the violence over there is directed against us. If that's true, then how do we reduce the violence by putting more of us there? Then you would vote yes. If you want to send a message to the President that the Congress and the American people are watching, that this war can't go on forever, then you would vote yes. If you want to send a message to the troops that we are watching, that you won't be there forever, that you have the support of your citizens in your Congress, then you would vote yes. This is obviously a very complex vote. Whether you vote yes or whether you vote no, there will be unintended, unwanted messages that will be sent. Being required to vote either yes or no in a resolution like this is a little bit like requiring the husband to answer the question yes or no, have you stopped beating your wife? If that's true, then perhaps the best vote on this is a present vote. It is so true here that what you see depends on where you stand. There's been a lot of quite untempered rhetoric on both sides. It's hard sometimes to imagine that we're debating the same resolution. It's so true here that he who frames the question determines the answer.
Time has expired.
May I have another minute, please?
An additional 30 seconds to the
thank you.
gentleman from Maryland.
Recognized.
Mr.
30
Speaker,
seconds.
we shouldn't be here. After the debate, this vote is somewhat irrelevant. Indeed, the listening Americans have each cast their own vote. In spite of all the divisive rhetoric, I want one thing to be certain, that all 435 of us want only what is best for America, what is best for our troops, a good and bright future for the Iraqis, and especially want to assure our brave young and women there that they have the total thanks of a grateful nation. I yield back.